Wow, can you believe it? Thread is right here in your face again through inspiration. I don't even know what to say sometimes. There's some people in the MGTOW community that absolutely just inspire me. There's a camaraderie that has nothing at all to do with socialism or communism or any of that shit. It's just brotherhood. That's the only thing I can think of, the word brotherhood. Brothers I've never had. Family that I have that belong to me that I never knew that were out there. I'm completely astounded. Sometimes I'm just speechless. And when you see me speechless, you'll know that I'm in those moments where I just don't know what to say. I have my weaknesses. I have my strengths, and there's more than one. I don't know what they are exactly. There's some things about me that I don't quite understand, and I'm sure you're confused too, but that doesn't matter. What matters is you. If you're listening to this, it's because you matter. You are someone with purpose. You have convictions. There are things you can do with your life. How can it get any more simple? I mean, if you want to talk about your diet or your exercise program or anything you need to do to support a foundation of what it is that you're going to do with your life, whether you want to or not, you have a direction. I'm not saying that there's a such thing as destiny, although I know a couple of chicks that call themselves that. I don't know why. I don't know why you would want a woman to be your destiny. But anyway, she might be very sexy, so I can kind of relate. You know, they have their allures, they have their charms, and it's almost like anything else, like a drug. I have my vices. Um, I'm not saying I live for nicotine. I'm not saying I live for alcohol or marijuana or opiates or anything like that. What I'm saying is that there's something out there, something you can't quite put your finger on that you're here for. And I'm not saying that you'll ever find it. What I am saying is that as long as you pursue that part of you which you cannot see, you will reach greater and greater depths, not only within yourself, but you also reach greater and greater and greater heights within yourself. And that's getting closer to your destiny. I don't know if you think about target practice. I don't know if you've ever shot a gun or an arrow. But if you just put a blindfold on and you point your gun or your arrow in any direction, you're going to get further away from your direction, your purpose. I don't care if you spend your whole life missing the target. Like, just say there's like 10 outer rings and one center ring and one final little tiny little microscopic point in the middle. You may never hit that. That's fine. You will do so much better than average if you start directing and aiming yourself at the target. I will give you an award if you hit the target in the outer rings. That's my personal perspective. I try to hit the target and fine tune myself into the bullseye, that tiny little point in the middle. This is not easy to achieve. This takes introspective. You have to understand yourself. Your targets may be completely different from mine. I might accidentally hit the center of your target. We are different people. I shouldn't even be aiming at your target. That's your thing. Different strokes for different folks. It means something. It sounds silly. It's just something you heard somewhere. But it means something. People mean, or their lives mean different things. You can have a completely different goal, and it needs to be achieved. That's not my goal. My goal is my target. You don't ever have to worry about hitting my target. I'm not trying to direct you to hit my target for me. It's my thing. I hope this gives you peace, knowing that you don't ever have to worry about hitting my target, or even coming close to the bullseye on my target. You can see that I'm just sitting here doing my own thing, chilling out. Yeah. I'm not worried about it at all about hitting your target. I mean, I could just fire off a bunch of shots and maybe hit your target. That's not my problem. My problem are my problems. Your problems are your problems. And I'm completely fine with that. I know that if you focus on your shit and fixing your things, that you will do much better than if I focus on your shit and your things. Does that make any sense at all? Or am I completely insane? I don't know. The way I look at it is, this is a very interesting journey. Very, very interesting. There's a lot to learn. Gaining focus. It takes time. I don't expect a novice to aim a compound bow, which is hard to pull back, and all the interest, all the details involved in aiming an arrow at a target, and the differences between that and, say, aiming a pistol or a rifle at it, or maybe a slingshot or a laser. I imagine the laser is easier to aim. Not all of us are blessed with some sort of laser. Some of us are. Get over it. If you're not blessed with some laser that you can point at a target, that just means that you're your skill levels are more challenged. I don't even know where I started this video or where I was going. Um, I guess I'm just trying to get you guys to think about you specifically and not necessarily, always. It's fine with me if you want to find some sort of comfort in the suffering of other men and what we've been through and how we got out of it. I actually want you guys to pay attention to our specific pathways to warm, fuzzy feelings. I don't know. I mean, I have way more fuzzy feelings in my life now than back at certain points in my life that I would have ever expected to have. I hope that makes sense to you. Like, my life is so good right now that I can just grow this fucked up beard, put on these glasses I made. I have this microphone, this computer, and I can talk to you guys. These are things that are way, way, way beyond dreams that at certain points in my life that I would ever have had. They were just like beyond my imagination. And I don't care who you are or how deep you are in the shit, how painful your life is. If you're surviving, if I can do it, you can do it, is what I'm saying. I want you to just take the pressure off of yourselves and just remember that this guy Thread is narcissistic and fucked up as he is, can still make it to a point where I just want to help other people. I've got everything I need. I have been blessed with everything I need. I have no wants. And you can be here too. If you don't make it, I completely understand. I have been to the depths of hell. If you go around and look at my comments on chat threads, you can see that I'm not lying to you. Hell is extremely difficult, but you can make it. Now, I don't know what happens after death. I'm still alive. I have no idea what an eternity of hell is like. I have a glimpse of it. I really don't want to see it again. I guess that's the thing, right? Once you face your fears and you get a glimpse of actual hell, you don't want to go back. What the fuck does this got to do with MGTOW? I don't know if you're walking along a path and you see some road signs and some warning signs that say, this way to hell, warning, don't go left, you should go right, this is the better way. If it's that fucking clear, it's pretty much on you. But there's a system out there that actually leads you to hell. It's designed to do that. That's what we're saying. As MGTOW is like, we're saying is, there's pain and suffering out there. You can avoid most of it. Even if you go right, through the path of less suffering and less damage and less losing. It's this way. That's what we're trying to show you. Now, I'm going right. I'm middle aged. I'm going right. Less suffering. It's still painful. All we're saying is that your basic biological drives want you to go to more suffering. And this is something with inside of you have to fight. I don't even know what it was I was trying to say to you guys when I started this video, but I know I was inspired by Hammerhand. And there are very, very few things that he and I may disagree upon. And he has a different perspective than me. And I'm sure he will show me things that he sees at some point. And maybe I'll show him things that I see at some point. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about you guys. Not terribly worried. Because we're here. We're solid. We're monks. We're older. We're wiser. We're learning from each other. Monks, older monks, that have a lot of knowledge to share are learning from each other. And as silly and as goofy and as distracted as you younger guys are, we understand how important you guys are to the future of humanity. And Hammerhand, the MGTOW monk, is not going to beat me up too much. If he has a problem with me, I'm sure he'll tell me. And if I can remember what our contentions are, I'll bring them up to him. There's so many MGTOW producers out there that I've been paying attention to for so long. There's so many conversations that will be had. There are so many conversations that won't be had. Either way, we're not going anywhere. We understand the importance of men. We understand the importance of little boys. We are not going to completely disregard boys and men. That is such an absurd, profoundly absurd assumption that you can just disregard boys and men. I don't know exactly how it is that men and boys are so blessed with a superior physical strength. I don't know exactly how it is that we are blessed with more creativity. I don't know how it is exactly that we are blessed with a higher intellectual capacity. I don't know how it is that idiot savants that have perfect, exact photographic memories and no common sense. I don't know how that happens. I don't pretend to understand these particular mysteries in life. But the aforementioned things do not happen with the women at a specific measurable amount that I can even convey to you. Like, I have no idea. I have no idea how often, like, idiot savants happen with women. I have no idea how the genius, how often the genius of Tesla come about within women. I don't think there's a woman that has ever existed that can compare to Tesla. With this stuff being said, men are the dominant and authoritative beings on the spaceship Earth. I really don't know exactly why that is. I have theories. But we're here. We definitely been pigeonholed into the responsibility of the superior beings on Earth. And the authority, for not such a bizarre reason, has been given to women. I think the idea is equality. Women over the last 100 to 200 years have been given authority over men to try to equalize things that aren't equalizable. Is that even a word? Did I just make that up? Equalizable. You cannot you cannot make women equal to men. They have certain things that they can do that we cannot do, and there are certain things that we can do that they cannot do. And acceptance is the key. You know, humanity must accept that men will never gestate a human being inside their stomachs or abdominal region, whatever you want to call it. I have no desire. I have no inclination. I have no aspirations to produce a human living being inside my abdomen. It doesn't occur to me ever that I will ever be able to reproduce a human being inside my abdomen. And in that way, women will always be superior to me. And I do not have a problem with it. Does that make any sense? If you're born female and you have this power to produce eggs inside of your ovaries, and they go down the fallopian tubes, and they can be germinated with sperm inside the uterus, that is something you're blessed with as a woman. And I do not even care. I do not aspirate or desire that power. It's simply not there, ladies, women, feminazis, manginas. I am glad for them. I'm glad for the ladies. I'm glad for the women that they can do that. I do not want that for myself as a man. Women should be thankful and grateful that they can do that. I am certainly glad and thankful and grateful that I can do the things that I can do that they cannot do. I do not ever aspire to produce breast milk from my chest, for I am a man. I have pectoral muscles. I don't even quite understand why I have nipples, but they are there. But I do not aspire to produce milk for a child. These things never occur to me unless I'm making a MGTOW video inspired by Hammerhand. You see what I'm saying? Let the female be female. Let us males be males. We are responsible males. This is enforced by the government, by the power that comes from a gun. And since we pay this price of having a gun pointed at us to make sure we're responsible, give us the authority of being man. There's something that women have that will never be taken from them by men. It's just not going to happen unless, use your imagination here. But what we're born with, men are born without ovaries. Men are born without fallopian tubes. We absolutely do not have uteruses. We don't have menstrual cycles. Blood does not come out of our vaginas. A clitoris is not a tiny, tiny little penis. It's different. A man cannot relate to having a G-spot. Men don't have pussy lips. The other side is as a woman, you absolutely do not have testicles. Your clitoris does not even come close to being a small penis. Maybe a tiny penis. You cannot ejaculate from it. Women, as a woman, you cannot ejaculate. I'm sorry. Too bad. You are born that way. Are you not powerful enough as you are, as a born little girl, with the love and cherish of a father who will protect you to the very fucking end? Why must you pursue all this extra shit? Men will love and adore women. It's a fact. It's not going to change. How do I reach my point with you men? How different men and women are, and how easy it is to tell the difference between us. As a man, you can grow your hair long. Sure. There's a little bit of fairness there, if you want to call. If there's any fairness in the world, that men can definitely grow their hair as long as women. And to the contrary, a woman can shave her head as often as I do. I shave my head about once a week. Go ahead, I don't give a fuck. As a woman, you have more rights and more privileges than any black man or Asian man or Indian man or Canadian man or French man or Indonesian man or Iceland man or Greenland man or New Zealand man or Australian man as I have. Do you realize that, ladies? You might be one of these YouTubers with long, beautiful black hair with blonde highlights. Shave that shit fucking off if you want to be a man. Get yourself a nice high top. As the MGTOW thread, I don't give a fuck what you do with your hair. I don't know you. You're not going to come to visit me where I live. You don't give a crap about what I do to make money to survive. All you're interested in is these, what do you want to call them, quote unquote, more productive, more financially viable men that suit your needs. How is that any different than me wanting a sex doll with bigger boobs? That's the question, isn't it, right there, guys? There's these feminist chicks out there that want more productive mules, better tools, produce more money to buy the things that they want. And you compare that to that MGTOW thread right there who likes bigger boobs. Same fucking thing. Alright, guys. I gotta take a leak, so it's been fun hitting hard. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I gotta take a leak.